This video was made in collaboration with the Avatar Wiki. If you'd like to learn more, check out the link in the description. 15 Airbending abilities. Welcome to the Amagi. In today's video, we're going over 15 airbending abilities. Before we begin, we publish new content every week, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 1. Airball. An airbender can create a compressed ball of air by moving their hands together in a circular motion. This technique has many applications, such as levitating small objects or trapping opponents. Iki demonstrated this technique while playing with flying bison calves, giving them something to chase. Airballs can also be used in a more offensive manner. Propelled forward, similar to a cannonball, they can knock an opponent backward and off balance. Number 2. Air blast. A more offensive maneuver involving a direct pulse or jet of compressed air shot from the hands, feet, or mouth. The force of this attack is generated more from the bender's own power rather than assisted by momentum. The blast can reach further distances with greater accuracy and is used to inflict greater damage. Aang once used this technique to completely shatter one of the Fire Navy's projectile rocks in mid-air with a single powerful kick. He was also able to use 2 air blasts at once to defend against Combustion Man's unique firebending ability. The blasts can also be maintained for prolonged periods in order to push objects back. The airbenders of the new Air Nation demonstrated this by simultaneously attacking Kuvira's enormous mecha suit. Number 3. Air bomb. A technique that creates a powerful, outward-moving air current in all directions around the bender. Usually performed after landing on the ground from above, this airbending form has great concussive force and the ability to completely blow away anything within its radius. Number 4. Air cushion. Airbenders can make a cushion out of air to break anyone's fall, including their own. Tenzin used this to cushion his own fall after an Equalist mecha tank knocked him roughly against the side of a building. Opal made use of this technique to secure the safe landing of 3 thieves who were flung out of their car by Kai's attack during their patrol. Number 5. Air funnel. Similar to an air vortex but on a smaller scale, Aang inventively used this technique as a cannon by creating a small air funnel through which small cold projectiles could be loaded and fired out the opposite end. Number 6. Air manipulation. By using circular, evasive movements, airbenders build up a large amount of energy and momentum, which is released through powerful moves. It also allows for wind-based counterattacks that knock opponents off balance, mimicking the sudden directional shifts of air currents. Attacks vary from simple gusts of wind to miniature tornadoes and cyclones, maintaining the circular theme. Even a simple movement can create an air gust, and airbenders increase the power of their moves by performing larger sweeps and spins, using the momentum of their movement to produce larger gusts. This is also demonstrated with their use of staffs or fans to increase or create precision within the air currents. Similarly, airbenders can also augment the momentum of thrown objects. Number 7. Air punch or kick. Another more offensive move than is typical of airbending discipline, air punches or air kicks are small, compressed formations of air that can be fired off of the fists or feet of an airbender. This is similar to many firebending abilities and the air blast in the sense that it involves the firing of compressed or solidified air at an enemy in a disjunct fashion, i.e. the bender does not create a single great stream of air. This move was seen when Aang produced several air punches in rapid succession toward a practiced Fire Lord dummy. Avatar Korra was able to use 2 pairs of air punches in rapid succession and an air kick to knock Amon off his feet. Korra used the air punch technique on the ground, spewing the bent air within a radius. She also used an air kick when fighting the police officers who were tracking down Kai. Number 8. Air shield. The most common defensive tactic for an airbender involves circling enemies, suddenly changing direction when attacked, and evading by physical movement rather than bending. However, an airbender can still deflect attacks as needed by throwing up gusts of air close to their bodies as a shield. This is rarely to stop attacks directly, and more often to push the attack aside, conserving energy and allowing them to turn the movement into an attack at the same moment. Kai used an air shield in 171 AG to protect himself from police combustion beams. He was able to deflect enough of the blast to prevent it from killing him, though the close proximity of the detonation knocked him out. Number 9. Air swipe. The air swipe is both a defensive and offensive technique in which an airbender conjures a crescent-shaped wave of compressed air capable of deflecting colossal projectiles, such as the catapulted flaming rocks often used by the Fire Navy, or redirecting them back to the attacker. Aang used this technique while battling with Azula during the invasion of the Fire Nation. Jinora also used this technique to knock back the Lieutenant when he invaded Air Temple Island, and Korra used the Avatar state to enhance the power of this technique to take down Unalaq's dark spirits. Number 10. Air Wheel. This is a modified version of the air scooter invented by Tenzin. Air is rapidly spun around the airbender and carries the person inside of the wheel of air. It is also able to cut through solid objects. Tenzin used this technique during the battle at the Equalis factory. Number 11. Breath of Wind. Similar to the standard air jet, but created from the mouth and lungs, it requires extremely good breath control to employ effectively. Size and focus are easily controlled, from narrow jets that can strike targets as small as insects to large gale-force gusts capable of cooling magma into solidified rock. This has been exhibited by both Aang and Roku. By using this technique, the airbender can also magnify the sound waves generated by a whistle or another instrument. Aang demonstrated this technique while he was trying to lead a number of animals to the agrarian zone of Ba Sing Se, as he used airbending to blow his bison whistle, sending massive sound waves throughout the city to call all the animals. His son Tenzin later performed a similar feat in an attempt to wake up the new airbenders for an early morning hike. Number 12. Enhanced Agility. Air movements can also be used as a levitation aid. Airbenders are able to jump high and far by riding on strong gusts of wind, and can also slow or deflect falls by creating cushions of air. The constant movement required by this art makes airbenders naturally flexible and agile, making masters of the art difficult to hit. Even without the use of bending, they can easily maneuver around an opponent by ducking, jumping, and sidestepping, appearing to flow around their opponents without expending any energy at all, letting the opponent tire themselves out and thus creating exploitable openings. This conservation of energy combined with high stamina gives them an advantage in prolonged combat. Toph Beifong, a blind earthbender who used her bending to tell where people were walking or running in relation to her, once told Aang that she could easily identify his walk by the fact that he had a light step. Number 13. Enhanced Speed. Airbenders enhance their movement in battle. They can run swiftly by decreasing air resistance around them, and even sprint across or run up vertical surfaces by generating a wind current behind themselves to propel them forward. Aang used this to run many times faster than an average human and maintain this for long periods, allowing him to travel long distances without gliding or jumping. When used by a skilled airbender, this technique can enable the airbender using it to travel at a speed almost too swift for the naked eye to be able to see properly. A master airbender can use this technique to briefly run across water. Number 14. Heat Regulation. Airbenders are able to warm themselves using proper breathing techniques, allowing them to thrive in frigid environments with relative ease. Aang first demonstrated this in the Southern Water Tribe, maintaining his body heat without the need for a parka or any additional layers of clothing. Number 15. Suction. A technique used to bring people or objects toward the airbender. It was used by Aang many times, such as when he took up the fans dropped on the ground to fight Zuko on Kyoshi Island, and pulled Professor Zay out of harm's way in Wan Chitong's library, as well as by Appa, who used this technique to steal cabbages from an animal trainer while his back was turned. Tenzin also demonstrated it when he tried to save Saikan from a mecha tank outfitted with a magnet, and although new to the art, Zahir was also capable of this technique, as he used it to bring his staff toward him in his fight with Kaya. Did you enjoy our video? Be sure to check out these other great videos from the Amagi, and make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.